Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for joining me. I'm doing part 2 of the Spellbinders card kit of the month for June 2019. If you missed part 1, I'll link it at the end of the video. A lot of fun cards in part 1 as well. So jumping in, I'm taking this pattern paper. It was a 6x6 sheet and I trimmed it down on the left and the right and the top and bottom because I wanted that Starburst effect to be centered. Once I did that, I had matted that on a piece of the pink cardstock that came with this month's kit. It's just slightly larger than the panel that I created with the pattern paper. Next, we're going to add our sentiments. I'm going to use all 4 of these. I thought the colors were just gorgeous and matched that background beautifully. I just used some leftover of the negative foam squares that came with this month's kit to pop those up. Just making sure everything's nice and evenly spaced. I added each one of those. Now the top of the Starburst, it has blues and greens, blues, and purples, and then the bottom has pinks and purples. I made sure to flip-flop the sentiments so the green would be on the bottom and the pink would be on top, just so they stand out a little bit more. For finishing touches, I'm going to add a few of the gold sequins, and that finishes off card number 6. It'd be a nice everyday card. Okay, for card number 7, I wanted to use the heart die that came in the dies this month. The heart die will cut out a heart frame along with the center. I'm using this pattern paper. I trimmed it down to 3 inches and now I'm trimming it down to 5.5 inches. So it's the length of my card base. I'm going to die cut out 3 gold hearts. I'm going to use the center of the gold, and then I wanted to create an outline for the hearts on this pattern paper. So I die cut out 3 of these hearts. Using the double-sided tape, I just taped the backside really well, especially the thin sides that we die cut out. I didn't want those lifting, so I went really heavy on the tape. But I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my card base. All my card bases that I use for all 10 cards are part of the pre-scored and folded card bases that came with this month's kit. I'll just adhere that directly to the front of my card. Lovely. Now I did add some foam squares behind each one of these little hearts. We're going to just place those in the center of the negative pieces here. I think the purple and the gold are just gorgeous. For my sentiment today, I chose the one that came with the die cut pack. This one says, "You make my heart smile." I thought it went perfect. It's in gold foiled, so I thought that it went perfect with the gold sentiment. I'm going to add some foam tape behind here. Since I am going to lay my sentiment over the very bottom heart, I'm only going to add, I'm going to double up on the adhesive. We're going to trim off this end here. But I'm going to double up on the left and right side, only because this way it'll make everything nice and even and flush. Okay, we'll just remove the release paper and add our sentiment, and then we're going to add a little bit of shimmer and shine with the gold sequins. I'm just going to add 3. I didn't want to take away from my little hearts there. Using my glue, I'll adhere those, and that finishes off that card. I love the clean look of this, but I think it would brighten anybody's day. So it's an alternate way to use the little heart die too. Okay, for card number 8, I already have my pieces we're going to use for this card. I trimmed down a piece of the polka dot pattern paper, and I wanted to use the So Loved die that came in the pack. It has a little bit of a curve to it, so using my pencil I just drew a line outlining that curve. I'm just going to remove my pencil mark with my eraser. You could probably get away with straightening it directly on a straight edge without it affecting the foiling that's on there, but I kind of really like that curve. So using my glue, I'll attach that to the very bottom. I'm going to use my scissors and trim off the left and right side here. Okay, I already added fun foam behind there also. Now I want to use the sticker sheet. These were so neat. They are super thin, but they're almost see-through. So I'm going to adhere the two pieces of white cardstock. We get a full sheet of white cardstock in the kit, so I just trimmed a small square out. I'm going to adhere the 4. And you want to be real careful. The corner of my 4 kind of turned in a little bit. I had to fix that. I'm also going to do the 7. Now to make these stand out on my background, I'm going to fussy cut each one of these out, and I'm going to use my my detail scissors and just leave a little bit of a white border around it, just so it pops a little bit more. Next, I'm going to flip over each one of my numbers, and I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind each one of them. I'm just using the negative piece of the foam that came with this month's kit. I thought normally when I see number stickers I want to go birthday. So my brain was thinking, okay, what can you use for the numbers? You know, you can create a background with the numbers, but I wanted it to be part of the sentiment. So I thought it would be fun to create a 24/7. So the sentiment will read 24/7, so loved. I thought that would be cute. A cute little just because card. I also cut down a very thin strip of the gold cardstock, and that's going to separate my 24 and my 7. I'm just kind of playing around with my placement, and I think I want the numbers a little bit wonky. I'm going to angle off the left and right, or the top and bottom of my gold strip of cardstock, and I did add a piece of foam tape behind there. Once I'm happy, I'll press down on them and then make sure that their placement sticks for good. I'm added a piece of I think I mentioned that, but I added a piece of fun foam behind this panel, and then used some foam squares at the very bottom on my sentiment, just so everything is nice and popped up. I'm going to place this on the top of my card base, and we're going to call that card done. I think it's a pretty simple card, but I think it packs a lot of punch. It can be great for just because card. Okay, next card. I trimmed down a piece of the pink diagonal stripe paper. I'm going to adhere that to the left of my card base, and then I trimmed down a piece of the pattern paper that had the script on it. I don't think it's script, it's sentiments. I'm going to adhere that in the center, overlapping that pink cardstock. Next, we're going to use a couple pieces of the die cut shapes. I'm going to use both candles. This month's kit you get 2 of each, which is great, but I'm just going to use the 2 different colored candles. And I also wanted to use the little sticker that says winner. Okay, I thought since we're making a birthday card, we're going to use some of the vellum balloons. So I'm going to carefully remove them from the clear backing. And I wanted them to be tucked behind my candles. And the nice thing about the vellum is you can see that lettering on the pattern paper behind them. So it's just a very soft effect. I also threw in the yellow balloon that was in the vellum sticker sheet. I'm just kind of adjusting my candles. And my little buddy came to say hello. And I think that's going to look great there. I already added some foam tape behind my winner sticker. I added some to the left and the right. That way, when I lay it over my candles, it's nice and even. We're going to tuck it all the way to the edge. Lovely. I'm going to use the happy birthday banner that came as part of the die cut. And then I'm going to put one more piece on the right side, just so again everything is nice and even. And then for a little bit of sparkle, we're going to go in with a few more sequins. I'm just going to add a few here and there using my glue to adhere each one of them down. And I think this is a cute little birthday card. Okay, moving along to our next card. I'm going to be using some more of the die cut pieces. There were so many and they were all so pretty. I love the flower. And so I'm using my scissors to trim off the inside pieces. Some of them got a little bit stuck. but I'm going to add some glue behind each one of them, and I'm going to place them on some white cardstock. I wanted to add dimension to the flower, so I thought this would be the best way. Once I have all of them adhered to my white cardstock, I'm going to use my scissors and fussy cut around each one of my leaves in my flower. And I did leave a little bit of a white border, just made it easier for me to trim around. Okay, next I'm going to be using the journaling, well, this journaling tag here. I added a piece of fun foam behind it. I love the light strings that are on here, and the colors are just so pretty. I'm going to place that on a panel that's slightly smaller than my card base, and then since the journaling tag corners were rounded, I thought I'd bring in my corner jumper. I'm going to start off using the 1/4 inch side, and I didn't like the look that had, so I'm going to do a redo and do the 1/2 inch side, all 4 corners. It kind of matched the journaling tag shape a little bit better. Okay, I added some foam tape, or actually no foam tape. I added double-sided tape behind this panel. We're going to place this on a landscape style card base. Lovely. Next, I'm going to add some foam tape behind my little flower. I'm going to double it up on the left side since it's overhanging the journaling tag. I want this to be 1 level higher, so this is a great way to do that. I'm going to add that to the corner here. Next, I'll add some foam tape behind my leaves and do a little tucking underneath my little flower. And then for my sentiment, I chose happy birthday again. I always use happy birthday cards, so the opportunity comes to make extra happy birthday cards, I'm going to take it. And the nice thing about this month's kit is the die cut pack came with 2 of each. I think I told you that already, but I was excited about that. Okay, for a little sparkle, I'm adding some new glitter drops. These are White Blizzard. I'm going to go over a few of the little lights and the light string for a little subtle sparkle. And that finishes off that card. So the last 5 cards we have Just Because cards and birthday cards. But before I show you all 10 cards, I wanted to show you what I had left over. It always amazes me. And later on, whenever I go back to past kits and I open them up, it just, I can't believe how much is left. It's like I didn't even put a dent in the kit. But these is the card stock that I have left over. I trimmed my 8.5 by 11 sheets in half, just so it's easier for me to manage and cut. I have some of the gold cardstock left, and I keep the bits and pieces because I can die cut that out. I have some vellum sheets, lots of paper left. I also have tons of stickers. So also have our die cut pack, which is such pretty colors, 5 journaling tags. We also have our roll of double-sided tape, our sequins, our stamp set, which is so cute, and our dies. And I didn't, in the unboxing I showed you how to make the sunglasses with those dies. And I did make some sunglasses here with gold cardstock. I just didn't have time to put them on a card, but they are so cute. I put clear acetate behind them. I actually tried putting them on my children and they got mad at me. I guess because they were teenagers and they didn't think it was cute, but I thought they were adorable. But here's the last 5 cards that I made for part 2. These cards here are from part 1. Love the donuts. You got some fun elements here with the sweets. And then this is my jewelry card I'm calling. But I love the kit, love the colors. I hope this gives you some ideas on how to use the kit. I had a blast always with the Spellbinders card kits, and I'll link them down below in case you guys are interested. And again, if you missed part 1, check it out at the end of the video. Have a great day. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. We'll see you again real soon.